welcome back to my channel. In this video, I just want to break down a few reasons why you may not be losing weight even if you are following a strict diet. We don't have to waste any time, so let's just get straight into it. So the first reason, which may be the most common one, is that you are not tracking your calories effectively. Or in other words, you are eating more than you think you're eating. This happens more often than not. So a lot of times we track our calories, we write everything down, but we don't track everything correctly. Sometimes we can track something uncooked instead of cooked, or we forget to track something, which happens a lot. A lot of times people I've spoken to, they will not track certain healthy things such as fruits because, well, it's fruits and it's healthy for you. Therefore, it has no calories. Well, actually, that's wrong. You need to track everything if it is calories that you are tracking. If you're eating 2,000 calories a day, you can't cap at 2,000 and then eat something else because it's healthy. You're overshooting, you're eating way too much, you're not going to lose weight that way. Or sometimes, which I see happen a lot as well, is people use oil or butter or spray or something of that sort and they don't count it just because it is minuscule. At least they think it is. Just because it is an additive into cooking, it's oil, it helps you cook your food, or it's seasoning because some seasoning maybe has calories, or some sauce that has calories and it just goes untracked. Well, those calories add up and it could make you gain weight or just simply not lose any weight. So what I would suggest is if you're counting your calories, make sure you're counting everything. Now, I'm not saying that you have to track your calories. I'm just saying that you need to figure out how much you need to eat every day and eat a consistent amount of something that's remotely the same as that amount of food. You need to eat that much every day, and if you find that you're losing weight, cool. If suddenly you find that you're not losing weight, your weight's staying the same, well, it might be because you're eating a bit more, or perhaps your body somehow adjusted to it, for an example. Nonetheless, you have to drop your calories once you stop losing weight. Reason number 2, you're eating too much healthy food. Now by this, I don't mean you're eating healthy too often and now you need to eat unhealthy. By this, I mean you're eating only healthy foods, or foods that maybe you or the internet would consider healthy, but these foods contain a lot of calories. Olive oil or butter, for example, are not necessarily unhealthy foods, yet you might be eating too much of it, more than you think, and it's adding up in terms of calories. Another option of this is nuts. People eat nuts because they know that they contain healthy fats, healthy protein, and they just snack on it. Well, nuts and raisins and other snacks as well are very dense. So you can eat a handful of it and it is healthy, it is good for you. That part is true, but it will add up a lot in calories. Maybe you're having a smoothie and you put a lot of fruit in there. That's cool. Fruit is healthy, it's good for you. But if you're trying to lose weight, that might be too many calories. It might be too much calories if you're throwing in, let's say, a cup of milk along with 5 different fruits into a blender to make one smoothie. You're taking that smoothie down in 10 seconds, but it has almost 1,000 calories. There are countless examples of this. Avocados are another one, and foods in general that contain more fats. So these fats, they are healthy, they are good for you, they're good for your body, that's true. But if your goal is to lose weight, not to just necessarily be healthy, you might need to limit your consumption of these specific foods. In other words, just note what you're eating and don't overeat certain foods, even if you think they're healthy. Reason number 3, you are counting your cardio way too often. Now, personally for me, if I do incorporate cardio into my diet, which I typically do, I don't count it toward my calories. What I mean by that is if I eat 2,000 calories a day, I burn 200 calories doing cardio, I won't really add 200 calories extra when I eat. Sometimes those treadmills, those ellipticals may say you burn 2, 3, 4, 500 calories, but in reality, it's not extremely accurate. So I wouldn't suggest that you look at how much you burned and eat that same amount thinking you can get away with it. If I do some sort of intense cardio, let's say I walked 10,000 steps for the day, I was also up on my feet working all day, and maybe on top of that I played 2 hours of basketball, for an example, then yeah, I might eat a little bit more, maybe 100 calories, 200 calories more, that day than I will any other day, but that's because I did an insane amount of cardio. I know I can get away with this. However, if I'm just on the treadmill and it says I burned 200 calories, that doesn't mean I really burned 200 calories. It could be an overestimation. So therefore, I'm not going to go home and eat an extra 200 calories. If you do cardio, cool. I would suggest try to do cardio, implement it into your diet, into your exercise routine. You shouldn't eat the amount of calories you burned, because a lot of times you burned less than you actually thought. And reason 3.5 or 3B, because this kind of has to do with the same thing, don't count the calories you burn while working out. And by working out, I mean lifting. Sometimes, and I've seen this a lot, people overshoot how much they think they burn during the workout. In reality, you should be working out, you should be lifting, yes, and you do burn calories, yes, but you don't burn that many calories just simply lifting. Lifting does add mass to your body. It will help you burn more calories naturally later on. However, if you walk in the gym thinking you burned a certain amount of calories that day that you are now able to eat, you're a bit wrong. You do not burn that many calories working out when you just lift. You actually burn very little and a lot less than you do doing cardio. Therefore, if you're in the gym to lift, go ahead and lift, but have your lifting goal be your lifting goal. Keep it as exercise. Don't bring it into your diet by saying, oh, I worked out today, therefore I can eat more. No, you should work out anyway. Your diet, kind of treat it as a separate entity, a separate game plan. You're working out and you have your workout goals. You also have your diet goals. And the more you work out, a lot of the time should not mean you should eat more. And the last reason number 4, may be you are actually losing weight, but the scale is just off. So a lot of times, if you just happen to weigh yourself on bad days, you are going to come up with a number that's higher than what you expected. On these days, your glycogen may be spiked, you may be holding more water, sodium, whatever it is. Your body will weigh more on certain days, and it won't weigh the same every day. Even if you're simply just maintaining your body weight, you're not going to weigh the same every day. What I recommend doing is weighing yourself every day and taking the average weight of that week. That is a closer estimation to how much you really weigh on that specific week. And you can take the average of every week and see if you're dropping in weight. But my point for including this reason number 4 is that a lot of times when you weigh yourself, it might say you weigh more than what you actually do. And this may be for multiple reasons, one of which again being that your glycogen was spiked. Maybe you had a cup of water before you hopped on the scale this time. Maybe you didn't use the bathroom as well as you should have before hopping on the scale. Whatever the reason may be, you are weighing more now than you should be. And that doesn't necessarily mean you gained weight or that you hadn't lost weight. It just means that day you weigh a bit more. Doesn't mean that it's fat. Doesn't mean that you really put on any actual weight that isn't water, for example. So don't freak out when this happens, it's okay. I hope this video finds you well. If you had questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I hope this video helped you guys, and I want to leave off by saying this is how you should diet. Come up with a structure for your diet and a separate structure for your exercise routine. Follow this as consistently as you can. Make it in a way that is achievable and extremely practical for you to follow. Don't overshoot. It takes time. Figure out something for yourself that will work best for you, not for anybody else. Stay consistent to it, stick to it, and you will find results. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys later.